Hi, hello. This is Ramesh Kumar Lalkota, Assistant Professor of Botany, MBS Government Arts and Science College Autonomous, Mehboob Nagar. Today, we will discuss Rutaceae family. So, the Rutaceae family, it belongs to the class Dicotyledonnae, subclass Polypetalae, series Disciflorae, order Geraniales, family Rutaceae. This family has about 156 genera and 18,000 species distributed in temperate and tropical regions of the world. And in India, it is represented by 23 genera and 80 species. And in the place where I dwell, that is in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, it is represented by 15 genera with 22 species. The largest species or the largest genus of this family is Xanthoxylum. This is the largest genus, um, and the type genus of the family is Rota. And these are a few of the common genus present in this family. The common genera are Rota, Eagle, Citrus, Murraya, Chloroxylon. All these are the common genera, not the species I'm talking about the genus. These are the common genus of this family. Now we will see the important plants of this family. Um, See, Egil mermelus. Uh, it is called bheel or stone apple in English, bheel in Hindi, and in our local language it is called maredu or bilva. Okay, and this one is Atlantia monophylla. It is called as a wild lime in English and Karunimma in Telugu language. This is Chloroxylon sweeteenia, and this is called Billakarra in Telugu. In Hindi, it is called a Bira or Bivia. Bira or Bivia in Hindi. This is Citrus aurantium, uh, which is called a bitter orange. Bitter orange, Citrus aurantium. In Telugu, we call it as Narinja. Okay, and this is also the fruits of this Citrus aurantium. This is Citrus decumina. Citrus decumina. This is commonly called as pomelo. Okay, and in Hindi it is called sadafal. Sadafal, pomelo, and in English, and it is sadafal in Hindi, and in Telugu it is called karnakaya. Karnakaya. Okay, and this is Citrus lemoni, our common nimbu or nimmakaya. This is Citrus medica, called Bada Nimbu or Bijaura in Hindi, and in Telugu it is called Madi Falamu. It has medicinal importance also. This is Citrus nobilis. Citrus nobilis, we call it as Kamala Phalam. It's a common orange. This is reticulata, Citrus reticulata. This is loose-skinned orange, commonly called mandarin orange. This is Citrus sinensis. We call it as sweet lime or Mosambi in Hindi and Battai in Telugu. Okay, this is Feronia limonia. Uh, this is called Bilin or Kate in Hindi, and in Telugu we call it as Velagapando, Feronia limonia. Okay, then this is Glycosmis mauritiana. This is Moraya koinigi, curry leaf plant. Uh, Moraya paniculata. This is Ruta graveolens. Ruta graveolens. This is called a common rue plant. In Hindi, we call it as sadab. Okay. This is Todelia asiatica. This is the climber present in this family, and Xanthoxylum armatum. These are some of the important plants of this family. Now we will see the uh, vegetative characters, habitat, and vegetative features of this family. First, habitat. All these are mesophytes. What are mesophytes? Already discussed in our previous classes. Mesophytes are those plants which grow in abundant amount of suitable amount of water and sunlight is available to these plants. um, they never grow in excess waters or scarcity of waters. Okay, they always grow where they have the required amount of water and also sunlight. Okay, such plants are called mesophytes. So all these plants, the plants which belong to this Rutaceae family, they are mesophytes. And coming to habit, most of the plants are shrubs. For example, uh, Corea casperia is a shrub, and a few trees are also seen in this family. Uh, Most of them are woody, branched, unarmed or armed with spines. Okay, Egil and Feronia, these are large-sized trees. You can see here, Egil, this is Feronia. These are large-sized trees in this family. And Todelia is a scandent uh, climbing shrub. Okay, this is a shrub, Todelia. It's a climbing shrub, or we can also call it as scandent shrub. Okay, and this is Ruta graveolens. It is an ornamental scented plant of this family, and leaves and bark are fragrant due to the presence of glands. Okay, oil glands are present, so the leaves and bark also uh, they they are fragrant. So this is regarding the habit of this family. Now we will see vegetative features. Root system. Root system is taproot system, and it is well branched. The stem is erect, woody, and solid, and it is spiny scandent in Todelia. We already discussed that. It is a climbing shrub, so we also call it as spiny scandent. This is Todelia. You can see here in this picture. This is Todelia. Okay, and the stem is cylindrical. You can see here, this is Feronia. The stem is cylindrical, and the thorns are also seen in these plants. The Dahlia, this Eagle and Feronia, they have cylindrical and thorny stems. Okay, so root system, regarding stem, we said that the stem is erect, woody, solid, and it is spiny scandent in Todelia, cylindrical and thorny in uh, Eagle and Feronia. Now we will see how the leaves are. Leaves are ramal, colline. Okay, they are exstipulate. Stipules are absent, and they are pinnately compound. Pinnately compound means the rachis is divided into primary rachis, secondary rachis, and so on. Okay, so this is, you can see here the picture. The leaflets are present on either side on the primary rachis. Okay, and this is bipinnate. Bipinnate means the leaflets are present on the secondary rachis. This is the primary rachis, and which is divided into, which gave rise to smaller branches. See, so these leaflets are present on the secondary rachis. This is the primary rachis, so we call it as bipinnate leaves. In ruta we see bipinnate leaves. Leaves are normally they are alternate, but opposite in Evodia and Todelia. Okay, so you can see this is Todelia. The leaves are opposite, but normally in this family the leaves are alternate. With an exception of Evodia and Todelia, where we can see the arrangement of leaves is opposite. Okay, and trifoliately compound in Egil. In Egil mermelus, the leaves are trifoliately compound and unifoliately compound leaf in citrus. And we often call it as winged petiole. You can see here, this is the citrus leaf. Why we call it as a compound leaf? Because uh, it has more than one leaf buds at the spot of their origin, but those they do not develop. Okay, so because of that, we call this single leaf as a compound leaf, even though there are more leaf buds, but they do not develop further. Okay, and stipules are absent, um, so we call it as exstipulate. Leaves are with gland dotted. When you crush the leaves, you can easily absorb the fragrance of the leaves. Okay, and the first one or two leaves of the axillary birds, they are modified into spines. You can see here clearly the first one or two leaves of the axillary birds that turn into spines. So this is regarding leaves. Now, inflorescence. Inflorescence, usually in the axils of the leaves, solitary or apical cymose. Okay, the axillary, solitary. This is the cymose inflorescence. What is axillary? If the inflorescence develops in the axis of the leaf. What is the axis? It is the angle between the branch and the petiole. Okay, see this is the axil. If the inflorescence develops from the axis of the leaf, then we call it as axillary. Solitary means only single flower represent the inflorescence, and it is a cymose type. Cymose means a definite growth of the uh, peduncle, and the tip of the peduncle ends up in a flower. We have um, determinate growth of the peduncle. Okay, definite growth. In racemose inflorescence, there is an indefinite growth of this peduncle, but here in cymose inflorescence, the peduncle shows definite growth. It ends up in a flower. Okay, and the further flowering arises laterally from the lateral buds of this peduncle. Okay, so this is the inflorescence, which is axillary, solitary in citrus and corea. It is terminal cymose in Skimmia and Clausina. See, terminal means the apical bud turns into a inflorescence. Here, the axillary bud turns into a inflorescence. We call it as axillary. Now it is terminal. The apical bud turns into a inflorescence, and it is also cymose inflorescence. The examples are Skimmia and Clausina, and in Muraya, uh, the inflorescence is a panicle. What is a panicle? Panicle is a much branched inflorescence, and each branch represents a raceme. See, this is a much branched inflorescence, and each branch represents a single raceme. Okay, so in Muraya, we see this panicle as inflorescence, and cauliflower is seen in Feronia. Okay, it is also a dichasial sign. Dichasial sign, that means the uh, uh, terminal bud ends up into a flower, and the lateral buds develop from either side of this flower, which again gives rise to another branches from here. Okay, so this is called dichasial uh, sign. Okay, this is the first uh, axis. This axis gives rise to secondary axis, and secondary axis again gives rise to tertiary axis. Okay, such inflorescence is called a dichasial sign, and it is seen in Feronia, where it shows cauliflower. Cauliflower means the flowers develop directly on the stem. Okay, mature stem. So this is regarding the inflorescence. We saw either it may be a axillary sign or a terminal sign, as in Skimmia and Clausina, or it may be a panicle in Murraya exotica, or it may be a dichasial sign, which is a cauliflory in Feronia. What is cauliflory? If the flowers develop directly from the stem, not on the branches, then we call it as cauliflory. Okay, so this is regarding the inflorescence. Now, flower in detail. The flower is a bracteate. We already discussed that bracts are nothing but the small green colored scale like leaves which are present beneath the flower, that is on the pedicel. um, if it is an inflorescence, we call them as bracts, and if it is an individual flower, we call it as a bracteolate. Okay, bracteole. So if the flower in inflorescence bears these bracts, we call it as bracteoles. Okay, and the flower is bracteolate, and the inflorescence is bracteate. So here the inflorescence is bracteate. That means the peduncle of the inflorescence has bracts, and the individual flowers in this inflorescence also bears bracteole. So bracteolate, and pedicellate. This is the pedicel. Individual flower, the stalk of the individual flower is called pedicel. The stalk of the inflorescence is called peduncle. Okay, so these flowers, they are pedicellate. Sometimes they are subsessile, that means very short pedicel may be present, and these are bisexual, that means they bear both male and female reproductive organs. And these flowers are complete, that is all the four holes in the flower are present. These are regular flowers. And pentamerous, that means either the floral parts are five or multiples of five. Okay, most commonly pentamerous, but sometimes uh, tetramerous and some trimerous species are also seen, we will see. Okay, then these are hypogynous means all the other floral parts develop from below the gynoecium. Okay, so see, the stamens, the petals, and the calyx develop from below the gynoecium. Such flowers are called hypogynous flowers, and the position of the ovary is superior. Okay, and the nectar secreting disc is present below the ovary. See, this is the nectar secreting disc. Nectar secreting disc present below the ovary. Okay, and flowers are unisexual in Todelia. Say these are male flowers and these are female flowers. Female flowers after fertilization developed into fruit. Okay, and these are male flowers which bear stamens. These are present in Todelia, male and female flowers, and Evodia also unisexual in nature, but polygamous in Feronia. What is polygamous? Unisexual and bisexual flowers, that is male flower, female flower, and bisexual flowers are present in Feronia. Okay, all the types of flowers, unisexual flowers, that is male flowers, female flowers, and bisexual flowers, all of them are present in a single plant. Such condition is known as polygamous condition, and polygamous condition is seen in Feronia. And usually pentamerous, but trimerous in Triphaceae and Lunaceae. Triphaceae and Lunaceae, we will see trimerous condition. Trimerous condition is nothing but the number of petals, sepals are three or multiples of three. Okay, and in Rutagraviolens, the upper flowers are pentamerous and the lower flowers are tetramerous in condition. Okay, so this is flower. Flower is bracteate, bracteolate, pedicellate, bisexual, complete, regular, pentamerous, and hypogynous. And nectar secreting disc is also present at the base of ovary, and flowers are unisexual in Todelia and Evodia, and polygamous in Feronia. Usually pentamerous, but in Triphaceae and Lunaceae, we will see trimerous flowers. And in Rutagraviolens, the upper flowers are pentamerous and the lower flowers are tetramerous in condition. Now we will see the flower in detail. The outermost hole is the calyx. Um, the sepals are 4 or 5 in number, polysepalous in condition. See here, polysepalous. Polysepalous means the sepals are free. They are not united. They are connated at the base. That is, they are united only at the base. And the estivation is valvate or imbricate. What is the estivation? The arrangement of floral parts in the bud condition is known as estivation. So the estivation is valvate or imbricate. In valvate estivation, the floral parts, their edges just touch. Okay, they do not overlap, but they are very close or just touch to each other, the ends of the floral parts. Okay, that is valvate estivation. And imbricate estivation is one sepal is completely in the opposite to that sepal, that is this one is completely out, and the three other are with one edge inside and one edge out. Such an arrangement is known as imbricate estivation. So the calyx show either valvate or imbricate estivation. And regarding corolla, petals are 4 in number in Classinia, Xanthophyllum, Limonia. Okay, Classinia, Xanthophyllum, Limonia, the petals are 4 in number, and 5 in number in Citrus and Murraya. The floral parts, that is the petals, are 5 in number in Citrus and Murraya. And Triphaceae, we see trimerous flowers, that is the petals are 3 in number, and the petals are polypetalous. See, they are not united, they are free. Okay, polypetalous. But gamopetalous condition is seen in Corea, Gaulopia, and Trichoria. You can see here, this is the Example, Korea, the flower, see, gamopetalous, all the petals are fused and form a bell-like structure. See, so the gamopetalous condition is seen in Korea, Gaulopeia, and Thycoria. Otherwise, all the other species are polypetalous, and they are gland dotted, sweet scented, variously colored, and the estivation is imbricate estivation. Imbricate means one petal completely in, one petal completely out, and the edges of three petals, one edge inside and one edge outside. See, this edge inside, this edge outside, this edge inside, this edge outside. In the same way, this edge outside and this edge is inside. So three petals are in such arrangement, and one petal is completely in and one petal completely out. Such an arrangement is seen in corolla. Okay, it shows imbricate estivation. Now the third hole, the male reproductive organs, androecium. Androecium shows stamens 8 to 10 in number, but they are numerous in eagle and citrus plants. Okay, there are infinite number of stamens are seen, but normally stamens are 8 or 10 in number. They are arranged in two holes. You can see here in this picture, they are arranged in two holes. This is the outer hole, see, which is opposite to the petal, outer hole, and it is alternated with the inner hole. This is the inner hole, which is alternating with the outer hole. So these um, stamens are arranged in two holes. The outer hole opposite to the petals, this is the petal, opposite to the petal is the outer hole, and it alternates with the inner hole of stamens. And the stamens are dithecous and they are basifixed. Okay, the stamens are basifixed. That means the filament is fixed to the anther at the base. Okay, filaments are fixed to the anther at the base region. So basifix and intrors, longitudinal dehiscence is seen. The stamens, when they are mature, they dehisce longitudinally and release the uh, pollen grains. Okay, this is regarding androecium. And gynoecium, carpels 4 to 5, syncarpels, all the carpels. Actually, what is the carpel? It's a female reproductive unit. It has um, stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, and ovary together called as a carpel. It is a female reproductive unit. So the carpels are 4 or 5 in number, and all of them are fused together. Okay, syncarpous condition is seen. You can see here in this picture. See, there are more than one carpel is there, but they are fused together. Okay, so the ovary is a superior ovary, as we discussed earlier. The position of the ovary is above all other floral parts. Such a condition is known as hypogynous condition, and the position of the ovary is superior ovary. And polycarpellary, each carpel is denoted by a single locule here. Okay, polycarpellary, syncarpous, multilocular. That means uh, the number of locules is equal to the number of carpels. Externally, they are completely fused, but internally, they are separated by the septum. Okay, each locule represent a single um, carpel, multilocular ovules, and placentation is axile placentation. You can see here at the central axis, the ovules are originating from the central axis. Okay, and the style is very short. You can see style is short and the stigma is capitate, and a larger honey secreting disc is present below the ovary. This is the ovary, and below the ovary this is the nectar secreting disc is present. And this is regarding gynoecium. Now we will see the pollination, how pollination occurs. Self-pollination is prevented due to protandry, and corolla is attractive and it is a sweet scented, and nectar secreting disc is also present. So this disc attracts the insects. So uh, entomophilous pollination is seen, and uh, If at all the cross pollination is failed, then withered stamens become erect and self pollination may be taken place. Okay, if at all the cross pollination fails to occur, then self pollination may occur in these plants. So after pollination, fertilization takes place, resulting in the formation of a fruit. The fruit in this Rutaceae family is Hesperidium, um, and in Eagle marmelis, the fruit is a berry, which is large, round, yellow with a hard shell-like pericarp. You can see here. This is the berry with a hard epicarp or pericarp. Okay, in Eagle and Feronia, the fruit is berry, and the seeds, they are endospermic with a large straight embryo, and the polyembryon is a common feature in citrus species. Okay. So this is the floral diagram, and this is a floral formula. Uh, so BR denotes a bracteate. These are also bracteolate, actinomorphic, bisexual, uh, calyx 4 to 5, or they may be connate at the base, corolla 4 to 5, polysepalous, polypetalous, and androecium 8 to 10. And in citrus species, we said that many number of stamens are seen, but very common 8 to 10. Very commonly, 8 to 10 stamens are seen in most of the species. Okay, and gynoecium 4 to 5 carpels are present, and uh, the position of the gynoecium is superior. So we have underlined below the gynoecium. This is the floral formula, and depiction of this floral formula uh, pictorially is floral diagram. So you can see here, this is the outermost hole in pentamerous flowers, 5 sepals, 5 petals, followed by this stamens and 4 to 5 carpellary gynoecium at the center. Okay, so you can see here valvate estivation. This is imbricate estivation of the uh, corolla, followed by stamens. Okay, 4 to 5 stamens. And in tetramerous condition, you can see here 4 number of sepals, 4 number of petals, and stamens 8 or 10 in number, and gynoecium